right into the face of Kurt Angle, and that's giving him the momentum, but Kurt Angle able to break the chokehold, and he goes right after him, and Abyss able to counter himself.
The brawl continues. The series of big clubbing overhand rights to the top of the head by Abyss. It decks Angle once. He gets up and decks him a second time. Quickly back to his feet is Angle. Shot off into the ropes. Look out! Takes him high up into the air, and Angle comes crashing down to the canvas.
That just shows you the pure force, the pure power that Abyss brings. I mean, he just got a hold of him, got him up high, brings him down, and you got to wonder how much is, oh no, could it be the shock treatment? Oh, you know, oh, look at Kurt Angle, he's got the counter, and he's putting in the ankle lock.
The ankle lock, the move, the days ago and no surrender. The monster Abyss tapped out too, and Angle has got the ankle lock submission cinched in again. Remember, if Abyss taps out, we'll never see him again in TNA.
It's so much at stake, but Abyss, just out of desperation, spins it into a somersault and sends Angle into the cage, and now this is his chance, and he's going to try to get him the ankle lock, and he's got it in place.
Check it out! The monster Abyss turns it around on Angle, puts Angle's own submission hold on the Olympic gold medalist.
Wait a minute!
What the hell's that?
Again, you see that blade coming up from the man like we saw in No Surrender, and Abyss doesn't even realize it.
Yeah, but look how close Angle is to tapping out.
He's got him cinched in, but I can't keep my eyes. Oh, here he comes. Oh my God. It's got to be Judas Mesias. Oh, look at the blood coming out of his mouth. And Abyss doesn't even see him.
This has to be the man that James Mitchell referred to as his son, Judas Mesias, and he's taken a rope laced with barbed wire. That's a barbed wire rope, and he's choking the monster Abyss.
You can see Kurt Angle can't get out of there fast enough as Judas Mesias has the barbed wire rope wrapped around the neck of the monster Abyss, and he's just grinding it in, and look at the fear in Abyss's eyes.
Oh my God! The assault continues. Judas Mesias makes his first appearance here in TNA, coming up from under the ring. Look at the blood flowing from his mouth.
Look at the dead eyes as you just see nothing but white, and the blood is just a creepy feeling. And he just crashes it right across the head. Abyss has already taken so much abuse in there already. There's no way he can defend himself against Judas Mesias. Think about how long James Mitchell's been plotting this, and another shot by Mesias right on the head of the monster Abyss as he just can barely hold himself up. As he, oh no, and now look at this as he brings him right down the chair.
Oh, you're right, Don. James Mitchell, he foreshadowed this for the past several months. He told us that his son was coming to TNA, and Judas Mesias is here, and now what does he have? He's got the bag filled with the shards, the thousands and thousands of pieces of broken glass.
He takes the bag that Abyss brings with him, and now he's taking one of the pieces of glass.
No, come on.
Oh no, he's going to use it like a knife, and he drives it right into the arm, and then he just pulls it across.
God.
Oh my gosh, and look at him. It's like he's licking the blood off of the glass. How sickening, how disgusting is this guy?
And he's relentless in his attack. Look at the face of Abyss, completely covered. Look at the arm of Abyss. First one side, oh, and now the other. I can't even hardly watch this.
I mean, the face is bloody, the arms are bloody. The revenge is now complete by James Mitchell, and Judas Mesias is just destroying Abyss. Just doing anything he wants to with him, Mike. Oh, now look at this. This is so hard to watch. It's awful.
Biting, gnawing, taking pieces of flesh out of the head of the monster Abyss.
Look at the dead look in his face and licking the blood. Oh my God, I can't believe what I just seen.
We have seen some impactful debuts in TNA through the years, but quite honestly, we have never, ever seen anything like this. Judas Mesias has arrived in TNA.
Us better understand this relationship, you could take us back to the roots.
I can take you back to the day he was born. You see, he had an incredible father. This man would have done anything. He tried to teach him culture. He tried to educate him, teach him about personal responsibility, tried to make him a successful human being. He gave him all the tools he needed. But the problem was, Mike, Chris's mother.
Now, it's my understanding that this relationship between you and Chris started when he was released from prison. So how do you know so much?
Let's just say, Mike, that I've done extensive research into his background, and I have an incredible archive of information. Sat back and watched his father, the man who did everything on earth for him, he sat back and let that crazy gin-soaked old ginch he called a mother shoot him 1, 2, 3 times in the back. I cannot for the life of me get my head around that.
If you were to get this explanation from Chris, would you be satisfied? Would this be the end of your obsession?
I'm tired of being made out to be the bad guy in all of this. So this obsession will end when and if, and only if, Chris looks me in the face and tells not only me, but the entire world the secret that only he and I know. And I intend on getting that because, Chris, I'm going to be calling you into the middle of the ring in the impact zone. And I'm going to give you a chance to tell the world what I've always wanted them to know. So bring yourself there next week. We're going to put an end to this once and for all.
It was last week on Impact when Father James Mitchell took us back to the roots of both his relationship with the Monster Abyss and the roots of the life of Abyss, or as Father James prefers, the life of Chris.
Well, the obsession is just unbelievable, Mike. It's something that he has not ever been able to let go.
Abyss! It's time for you to come out here and tell the entire world the truth. Get on out here now!
Don West, earlier you used the word obsession. It's also the word that I used last week in my sit-down interview with Father James Mitchell. Because quite honestly, I have never seen one individual so obsessed with trying to drive another individual out of professional wrestling. Father James told us, be prepared for this face-to-face showdown with the Monster Abyss. Let's find out if we can finally solve the mystery. Let's find out if we finally can get some answers.
You know, you gotta be wondering what's going on in the mind of the monster. It seems like he just can't go forward. Every time he does, Father James Mitchell's obsession comes into play and Abyss loses his focus.
All right, that's enough posing. Abyss, have a seat. Go ahead and have a seat. Abyss, no, please, go ahead and have a seat. What am I going to do? Beat you up? Have a seat. Go ahead. Okay, have it your way. You know, Abyss, or Chris, as you know, last week, Mike Tenay said during my sit-down interview that he felt that I was obsessed with your personal destruction. But I think you would have to admit, Chris, I have a right to be obsessed. After all, who in your entire life has ever made more of an emotional investment in you than I have? Nobody! Nobody! You remember when I pulled you out of that prison? I told you it was your chance to start fresh, to clean the slate, that you could become a new man. And I promised you that if you'd listen to me, not only, Chris, would I make you successful, I told you I could give you something you've always wanted. We could be a family. We could be like father and son. I made you the Monster Abyss. I made you a world champion. You owe everything you are and everything you'll ever be to me, Chris. I kept my word until the day you betrayed me. And that's why the truth must come out. Now, I told the entire world over a year ago, the fact that you sat by and watched your mother shoot your own father in the back 1, 2, 3 times was just the tip of the iceberg. So now, I want to hear it out of your own lips. Are you ready to tell the truth, Chris? Oh, come on. Thanks to Sting, they're not going to believe me. They're going to think I'm lying. It needs to come out of your own mouth, Chris. Come on, tell the truth. You need to tell the truth, you hear me? Tell the truth once and for all. Let me hear it from your own lips. Tell the truth. All right. That's the way you want it? Fine. If you're not going to do it, if you're not going to tell the truth, I guess I'll just have to get the job done myself.
The job done himself?
Whoa!
Gonna get physical with the monster Abyss? Is Father James Mitchell nuts?
I'll tell you what, he kept wanting Abyss to tell whatever story it is he's trying to get across, but as soon as he tried to do it, the monster Abyss just decked him, and now he's got him by the throat.
Got him throttled, gonna take him up for the choke slam, and wait a minute,
What's going on?
Blackout, lights out in the impact zone. What's going on here?
We're trying to find out what's... Wait a minute! Oh my God! It's Judas Mesias!
Look at the blood flow from the mouth of the man that Father James Mitchell is referred to as his son, and Judas Mesias has taken that barbed wire rope and he's wrapping the barbed wire, oh my God, around the throat of Abyss.
It's just when you thought this couldn't get more bizarre, it takes this evil twist, and Judas Mesias wrapping that barbed wire noose around the neck, and now just repeatedly kicking the head, one shot after another, and he grabs that barbed wire again.
Oh, it's now obvious that Father James Mitchell had a plan in place, and oh God, Mesias takes the barbed wire and he rakes the barbed wire across the head of Abyss.
It looks like he took it right around the eye as he just scraped the barbed wire, and now he's got that steel chair in his hand, and look at those dead eyes. Oh my God, he's such a creepy individual. Abyss bleeding, trying to get to his feet.
Mitchell asked Abyss to tell the truth when there was no response. Oh God!
Oh my God, that was the sickest sounding chair shot I think I've ever heard as he just crushes it right on the head.
A sickening thud that just echoed throughout the building when that steel chair hit the raw flesh of the monster Abyss, and now they're tying his hands behind his back. This is not going to be good. I mean, Don, look at this. The monster Abyss is absolutely defenseless, and Father James Mitchell is motioning to Judas Mesias to hit him again with the chair.
He just wants to inflict as much punishment, as much damage as he can. Oh my God, another sick chair shot right onto the unprotected head. And look at the look in Judas Mesias' face.
And look at Abyss still standing here as Mesias attempts to deliver the knockout blow with that steel chair, and Abyss is still on his feet.
Oh, it's just hard to watch. Judas Mesias just stalking him, and there he goes. Oh, he hits him with the straight to hell right on the chair again.
Abyss wouldn't answer an obsessed Father James Mitchell, and as a result, he ends up going straight to hell at the hands of Judas Mesias.
Mitchell, about the relationship between you two. And to be honest, Abyss, at the end of that conversation, I had more questions than I did answers. Hopefully you will be able to shed some light on some of those questions. And let me start out with how Father Mitchell was so adamant about no longer referring to you as the monster Abyss. Instead, he insisted that we refer to you as Chris. Can you confirm that that is your real name?
Abyss is Chris Parks.
I was so curious about the history that Father James Mitchell told us. Going back to your upbringing, you know, I was under the impression that the relationship between you two started when you got out of prison. Exactly how long have you known Father James Mitchell?
Too long.
Chris, let's talk about your mother and father if we can. Mitchell had some very negative things to say about your mother, but also some very positive things to say about your father. He even insisted that your father raised you. Is that accurate?
Let me be clear. My mother raised me.
That's not what Mitchell said, Chris.
My mother raised me.
Chris, calm down now for a second. I've got to ask you about this obsession, if I can. The obsession that I referred to, the relationship between Mitchell and yourself, and it all boiled down to one thing. Chris, it's the secret that only the two of you know. Tell us about that secret, Chris.
The secret lives with me, and it dies with me.
But Chris, now this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to tell us about that secret.
I will never tell. Never.
One last chance, Chris. Remember what Mitchell said, the truth would set you free? Can you tell us what